Trinidad and Tobago. Two islands, one nation, nestled at the southernmost tip of the Caribbean archipelago. These twin gems are more than just dots on a map. They are a vibrant tapestry of life, culture, and natural wonder. The names themselves sing a melody of the Caribbean, conjuring images of paradise painted in vivid colors. Here, every sunrise feels like a new overture, and every sunset is a symphony of gold and crimson. The air is thick with the scent of salt and blooming flowers, and the horizon stretches endlessly, promising adventure. Picture the sun casting golden light on powdery white beaches, turquoise waters lapping at Maracas Bay, and palm trees swaying in the warm breeze. The beaches here are not just places to relax. They are living postcards, where laughter and music mingle with the sound of the surf. Whether you're basking in the sun or exploring hidden coves, the coastline invites you to slow down and savor every moment. Beyond the coastlines, the islands boast breathtaking biodiversity, like the Asa Wright Nature Center, alive with hummingbirds, and Tobago's Main Ridge Forest Reserve, a living cathedral of green. Here, the rainforest hums with life. Rare birds flit between ancient trees, and waterfalls tumble into hidden pools. Nature lovers and adventurers alike find themselves enchanted by the wild, untamed heart of these islands. But the true heart of Trinidad and Tobago beats in its culture. The streets are alive with the sounds of laughter, the rhythms of drums, and the warmth of community. Every gathering, from small family celebrations to grand festivals, is infused with a sense of joy and belonging. Birthplace of the steelpan, home of calypso, and a melting pot of African, Indian, European, and Chinese influences, the islands pulse with rhythm and energy. Music is everywhere, echoing from street corners, drifting from open windows, and rising up in celebration. The steelpan's bright notes and the storytelling of calypso are the heartbeat of a people who have turned diversity into harmony. Nowhere is this fusion more spectacular than Carnival. 2 days when Port of Spain erupts in color, music, and pure euphoria. The city transforms into a stage where artistry and tradition blend in a dazzling display of creativity. Thousands dance in shimmering costumes, swept up in the relentless beat of soca. The energy is contagious, drawing locals and visitors alike into a whirlwind of movement and sound. Every step, every note, is a celebration of freedom and unity. For a moment the world's worries dissolve into celebration, strangers become friends, and the streets pulse with a sense of possibility. It's a reminder that joy can be found in the simplest moments, dancing, singing, and sharing in the magic of the islands. This is the Trinidad and Tobago that captures the heart, a place of immense beauty and infectious spirit. From the taste of spicy street food to the laughter of children playing on the sand, every experience here is a memory in the making, a true jewel of the Caribbean, where sun, sound, and soul come together in perfect harmony. Yet, beneath this vibrant surface, a darker reality exists, one that often goes unnoticed by visitors and even by some who call these islands home. The same streets that pulse with carnival joy and laughter can, after sunset, become scenes of violence and fear. The transformation is subtle, but unmistakable, as the energy shifts and shadows lengthen. Crime is a pervasive issue here, with robberies, kidnappings, and murders regularly making headlines. The news cycle is filled with stories that unsettle, reminding everyone that danger can strike anywhere, at any time. It's not limited to certain neighborhoods. Anxiety seeps into daily life across the nation. Whether in bustling cities or quiet villages, the sense of unease is palpable, affecting people from all walks of life. People take precautions, installing security systems, avoiding certain areas after dark, and always staying alert. Parents teach their children to be wary, and neighbors look out for one another, forming informal networks of vigilance. Even simple routines like taking a taxi or closing up shop are colored by caution. The fear of becoming a victim shapes decisions both big and small. Corruption compounds the problem, eroding trust in law enforcement and the justice system. When those meant to protect are suspected of wrongdoing, hope for justice fades. Allegations of bribery and misconduct create a climate where criminals feel emboldened and citizens powerless. Protests and public outcry are common, but change is slow to come. This cycle of mistrust and crime is a heavy burden for a nation so blessed with natural gifts. The beauty of the land stands in stark contrast to the worries that weigh on its people. the shadow of danger touches everyone, shaping conversations, routines, and even the way people move through their own communities. It's a presence that lingers, influencing daily life in countless subtle ways. It's the uncomfortable truth that coexists with the island's undeniable beauty. For every postcard-perfect scene, there's a story of resilience in the face of adversity. Trinidad and Tobago is a place of paradox, where joy and fear walk side by side, and where the spirit of celebration persists despite the ever-present challenges. The challenge is as real as the paradise. For the people of these islands, hope endures and the struggle to reclaim safety and trust continues, even beneath the shadow of the canopy. The numbers tell a sobering story. Trinidad and Tobago has one of the highest homicide rates in the Caribbean, with over 500 murders annually in a nation of just 1.4 million. Gang violence and the drug trade fuel brutal turf wars, and illegal firearms make conflicts deadlier. Innocent bystanders are sometimes caught in the crossfire. Robberies, home invasions, and kidnappings add to the sense of insecurity. Travel advisories from the US, UK, and Canada warn visitors to exercise caution. These warnings impact tourism and serve as a constant reminder of the country's internal struggles. Behind every statistic is a community living in fear, striving for peace. Trinidad and Tobago's challenges are deeply rooted in a complex and often turbulent history, one that has shaped the nation's identity in profound ways. The island's story is marked by waves of colonization, migration, and cultural blending, each leaving its own imprint on the social fabric. Colonialism left behind deep social divisions as European powers exploited the land and its people. Generations of enslaved Africans and indentured laborers from India and elsewhere toiled in the sugarcane fields, forging a society built on inequality and hardship. The discovery of oil in the 20th century brought a new era of wealth, but it also widened the gap between rich and poor. While some prospered, many were left behind, and the nation became increasingly dependent on oil revenues, fueling both hope and resentment. Economic volatility from reliance on oil and gas has made stability elusive. When global prices fall, the effects ripple through every community, leading to uncertainty and hardship for many families. Social fragmentation persists, with ethnic and political divisions often overshadowing national unity. The legacy of colonial rule continues to influence how communities interact, sometimes fueling mistrust and competition. Marginalized communities, especially young men, often lack access to opportunities, education, and positive role models. This makes them vulnerable to the lure of gangs and criminal activity, perpetuating cycles of disadvantage. The breakdown of traditional family and community structures has fueled cycles of poverty and violence, leaving many children to grow up without the support they need to thrive. These tangled threads of history, culture, and struggle continue to shape the nation's current predicament, weaving together the past and present in ways that are hard to unravel. The struggle for identity and cohesion continues, as Trinidad and Tobago seeks to find common ground and build a future that honors its diverse heritage. Understanding this tangled history is key to moving forward. Only by acknowledging the past can the nation hope to create a more just and united future. The stark divide between wealth and poverty drives unrest and crime. In Port of Spain, skyscrapers stand near impoverished hotspots where opportunity is scarce. For many, the legitimate economy feels out of reach, making the illicit economy a tempting alternative. Inequality of opportunity breeds frustration and anger, undermining social cohesion. The nation's dependence on oil and gas creates economic instability, with boom and bust cycles hitting the vulnerable hardest. Crime becomes a rational choice for some, with the drug trade and extortion offering income and status. Until real opportunities are created for all, this divide will continue to fuel instability. The fire of crime is stoked by exclusion and inequality. Successive governments have tried to tackle crime with a mix of enforcement and reform. Police forces have been expanded and equipped, and specialized units target gangs and drug trafficking. Tougher laws and anti-gang legislation aim to deter criminals and keep them off the streets. Social programs target at-risk youth, offering job training, mentorship, and alternatives to crime. Anti-corruption efforts seek to restore trust in public institutions, but progress is slow. Despite these initiatives, the perception of widespread corruption and insecurity remains. The fight for safety and justice is ongoing. Real change often starts at the grassroots. Across Trinidad and Tobago, citizens are reclaiming their neighborhoods through youth centers, after-school programs, and cultural initiatives. Organizations like Plot empower communities and hold leaders accountable. Steelpan yards and calypso tents become safe havens, teaching discipline and pride. Businesses partner with NGOs to create opportunities for at-risk youth. These community-led efforts inspire hope, proving that the nation's greatest strength lies in its people. The fight for a better future is being waged on the ground, every day. For visitors, Trinidad and Tobago is a land of contrasts, stunning beauty and serious challenges. Millions enjoy the island safely, but caution is essential. Research before you go, avoid high-risk areas after dark, and don't display wealth. Listen to local advice, and stay aware of your surroundings. Despite the risks, the rewards are immense. Legendary hospitality, vibrant culture, and unforgettable experiences. Tobago is generally safer and offers a tranquil escape. Sensible precautions allow travelers to immerse themselves in the island's magic. The decision to visit is personal, balancing risk and reward. Responsible tourism supports the local economy and helps build a safer future. An informed, respectful traveler can experience the best of Trinidad and Tobago. The future of Trinidad and Tobago is uncertain, but hope endures. The fight against crime and inequality will require political will, reform, and collective effort. The nation's greatest asset is its resilient, creative people. Grassroots movements and a new generation demanding change are powerful forces for progress. The youth are challenging old divisions and reimagining what it means to be Trinidadian and Tobagonian. Trinidad and Tobago stands at a crossroads: succumb to division, or rise to unity and prosperity. The outcome depends on choices made today. The spirit that created Calypso, Steelpan, and Carnival remains unbroken. With determination and unity, the islands can overcome their shadows. The promise of paradise is still within reach.